A rally in support of the troops was held on the National Mall here in the nation's capital today, coinciding with an anti-war rally hosted by the group Answer. Here's a brief look at the rally sponsored by the Gathering of Eagles.
How you doing? I'm Chris Hill, National Director of Operations for Gathering of Eagles. The first thing I'd like to say to all my brothers and sisters who wore the uniform, welcome home. Your service means the world to me. I cannot articulate how much it means to me, especially the Vietnam vets. You've always been my gold standard. My dad was a Vietnam vet. I proudly worn a Vietnam POWMIA bracelet for 22 years, and all my senior NCOs were Vietnam vets when I joined the Army in 1986. You got the short end of the stick. You behaved like gentlemen. You comported yourself with honor, and you're standing here today to tell these miscreants that it will not happen to this generation. I'd like to direct your attention to this flag hanging in the corner right here. A lady walked 8 blocks through the rain last night to meet me at Walter Reed. She's a 9/11 survivor. Her husband was killed on 9/11. The grateful state of New York provided that flag for her. It has flown, and it flies here today to let people know that that's what we fight for. Too many people are saying it's time to forget, it's time to move on. I tell you what, 2,700 years from now, 1 year for everyone killed on 9/11, then I'll think about forgetting. Until then, I say no. I would bleed on that flag to keep the stripes red, and I know I'm not alone with it. All across the country, people are yelling at their TV sets when they see Code Pink, when they see Answer, when they see MoveOn.org. They're looking for us. So today, I want you to raise your voices so loud that not only do those people hear us, but our brave warriors in Iraq and Afghanistan hear us and know that we've got their backs. And they keep fighting there, and we will kick ass here. We made a little visit to Code Pink's house last night in Washington, D.C. About 20 of us showed up outside their house just to let them know we had come to the neighborhood. And Medea Benjamin walked outside and asked why we were there. And I said, because you're killing my guys in Iraq and Afghanistan, and I don't like it. And she tried to pontificate and give me the profound reasons behind it. But you know what? I ain't trying to build bridges to these people. I don't care what they have to say anymore. I'm tired of them having the only voice. It's been 40 years. It's time for us to yell back. So when we hit that route out there on Pennsylvania Avenue, when they come by, I want you to sound like a battalion of 155 cannons going off. Let them know that we're not taking it anymore. Brothers and sisters, I'm awed by you. I'm honored to stand with you, and I consider it the greatest honor given to man to be the National Director of Operations for Gathering Eagles. I promise you that as long as they turn out in the streets, if there's one person someplace countering them anywhere in the United States, I will go there, I'll bring the flag, I'll stand with them, and I'll tell them, you do not speak for me, you don't speak for the country, and this is our country, and we're taking it back. So thank you for letting me stand here and talk to you. I can't fully tell you how much it means to me. I love each and every one of you, and I love each and every one of our men and women in uniform, and they're all my guys.
Chris Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, introduce to you a young man you've probably seen on television quite a bit lately. His name is Lieutenant Pete Hegseth, Army National Guard Executive Director of Vets for Freedom. I've watched this young man, and he has begun his career as a television pontificator, pundit. No, none of that. A patriot. It was the P word I was looking for. He's done a marvelous job of speaking out for all of us, and we're so very proud of him. Pete.
I don't know how you follow a guy like Chris Hill. I got a bill of goods on that one. Hey, what an honor, a true honor to be here today, and I can't thank the Gathering Eagles enough for standing with and for the troops this morning. You know, I figured I'd seize this opportunity to cite a man who, you know, while he's running for president, he's probably best known for his $400 haircuts. That's right. John Edwards claims there are two Americas in this country today. You know what? For once, I think he's right. There are two Americas, and they're on display here in Washington, D.C. today. On one hand, there are those who come to D.C. to desecrate our sacred memorials to this country and our warriors. There are those who seek to use the death of America's heroes as a political stunt, as you'll see today. And there are those who want to retreat from the battlefield, a battlefield teeming with radical Islamist terrorists who want to kill us abroad and eventually at home. Now, thankfully, on the other hand, there are those who have the courage to defend these memorials because they understand what they represent, and those who respect the sacrifice of the fallen because they understand that freedom, this precious freedom, that flag, are purchased at a price. And those who understand the threat we face and will stand and fight to defeat America's enemies, defend our homeland, and honor the sacrifice of the fallen. This America, our America, understands that from the blood-soaked beaches of France to the bombed-out back alleys of Fallujah, the American GI has fought and died, opposing that which is evil and oppressive and defending all things good and free. And that's why we're here today. And we cannot let a bunch of sign-waving, slogan-chanting protesters who claim to represent the American people, they do not speak for us. They do not speak for us. If they speak for anyone, it's a small, radicalized element of America, the same folks who'd run a full-page ad in the New York Times denouncing a commanding general in a war zone. It's despicable. So we're here as veterans and citizens to stand up to these voices of defeat and retreat and stand up for the 160,000 troops in Iraq at this very moment who are fighting for all Americans. We're here to support General Petraeus and his new counterinsurgency strategy, which is showing undeniable signs of success in Iraq. You see, as an infantryman that fought over there, I understand how difficult and complex the fight it is. And just like it was in Vietnam and in any war, I understand that grave mistakes have been made at some point, and certainly understand that it's going to be difficult. But I also understand two very important things. Al-Qaeda has drawn the line in the sand in Iraq and seeks our defeat there to expand their global insurgency. Just listen to bin Laden. Just listen to his people. They want to kill everyone here if they could. The second thing is, I understand that General Petraeus, an honorable man of 35 years who came to this Capitol and testified last week, is working with American soldiers hand in hand with brave Iraqis, and they're turning the tide in Iraq. The new strategy, reinforced by new troops, has Al-Qaeda on the run, and Americans are saying, we want victory. Victory is possible, and victory matters. Because history will judge us not on when we leave, but on what we leave behind. Victory is defined by a defeated Al-Qaeda and a stable Iraq. So it's going to be tough. But I say to you, this is so important, and I ask you today, keep up the fight. Never stop. Spread the word and tell the United States Congress back here to have as much courage on Capitol Hill as our troops in combat have on the front lines. Tell them that. Tell them that. Now is the time to stand by our troops. Now is the time to stand by our commanders. And now is the time to stand by their mission. God bless you all, and God bless this great country.